क्विक ऑनेस्ट क्वेश्चन, इस साल आपने थिएटर में जाके मूवी कितनी बार देखी? 3 और मे बी 4 टाइम्स। बट यही सवाल अगर मैं आपसे 10 साल पहले पूछती, सेम आप और सेम सिटी, लेकिन ये जवाब, it would have been double or triple of what it is today. But nothing has changed in your love for cinema. The only thing which has changed is your habit. इंडिया के सिंगल स्क्रीन सिनेमास 24,000 से गिर के सिर्फ 9,000 रह गए हैं. That is not a typo. Literally हर सेकेंड थिएटर is gone. और मल्टीप्लेक्सेस भी सेफ नहीं है. 2025 में इंडिया लार्जेस्ट सिनेमा चेन का ऑक्यूपेंसी 32% से गिर के 25% पे आ गया. द एंटायर इंडस्ट्रीज रेवेन्यू dropped 13% in one single year. But there's one state where all of this is running in reverse. एक फिल्म इंडस्ट्री जो कि सिर्फ 3 से 4 करोड़ लोगों की लैंग्वेज में मूवी बनाती है, उसने 2024 में अपना बेस्ट एवर ईयर रिकॉर्ड किया. And while the rest of the country is shutting its theater down, this state is opening new ones. And it is none other than Kerala. And honestly, this has nothing to do with movies. It is about a filmmaker who invented crowd-funded cinema 40 years before Kickstarter even existed. एक गांव की लाइब्रेरी जहां 1970 में 20 लोग अंधेरे में बैठकर सोवियत और फ्रेंच सिनेमा देख रहे थे, and a state that reads way more than any other in India. So this isn't just a Kerala survives video. It is a case study on how culture is created and how it is systematically abandoned. पहले स्केल समझते हैं क्योंकि नंबर्स देखकर थोड़ा झटका लगेगा. FICCI की 2026 की रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक इंडिया के 19,500 पिन कोड्स में से सिर्फ 3,150, that is just 16% में सिनेमा हॉल है. सिंपल वर्ड्स में, अगर आप इंडिया के बड़े हिस्से में रहते हो तो आपके आसपास थिएटर है ही नहीं. अब थोड़ा मॉडर्न साइड देखते हैं. मल्टीप्लेक्सेस जो सिनेमा का फ्यूचर माने जाते थे, इंडियाज बिगेस्ट एग्जिबिटर जिसके पास 1700 प्लस स्क्रीन्स हैं, एक ही क्वार्टर में ऑक्यूपेंसी ले गया 32% से सीधा 25%. रेवेन्यू फेल 19% एंड F&B सेल्स जहां एक्चुअली असली प्रॉफिट बनता है, इट इज डाउन 18%. जूम आउट करो नेशनल लेवल पे, प्री पैंडेमिक इंडिया में रफली 1.3 बिलियन लोग हर साल थिएटर जाते थे. By 2025, that number is projected to fall just 780 million. So basically, a quarter of the entire cinema-going audience बस गायब in under a decade. रीजन तो सबको पता है. Honestly, OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स ने थिएट्रिकल विंडो को मंथ से वीक की तरफ कंप्रेस कर दिया है. एवरेज टिकट प्राइस अब 280 है. Add another 150 for popcorns, and an entire generation has decided that the comfort of their sofa is just enough. So against this entire collapse, one small state which does not have any Bollywood level audience and works in only one regional language should have been hit the hardest. सबसे ज्यादा नुकसान उसको होना चाहिए था. Instead, it went the other way. 2020 में पैंडेमिक के पीक पे मलयालम सिनेमा का टोटल बॉक्स ऑफिस था 147 करोड़, 2021 में 191 करोड़ और 2022 में डायरेक्ट जंप टू 633 करोड़. 2023 में थोड़ा डिप आया 572 करोड़ तक, एंड देन 2024 हैपेंड जब मलयालम सिनेमा अपनी पूरी हिस्ट्री में पहली बार क्रॉस्ड 1100 करोड़. फुटफॉल भी साथ बढ़ा 2.3 करोड़ in 2020 to 12.6 in 2024. For a state with a population of maybe 3 to 4 crore, that is not a niche regional industry anymore. That is a cultural machine running at full capacity. The biggest story of the year is Manjumel Boys. 5 दोस्तों और एक केव रेस्क्यू की सर्वाइवल थ्रिलर, made on a budget of just 20 crore and worldwide collection, it is over 242 crore. Highest grossing Malayalam film ever. That is a 12x return. The kind of number that makes Bollywood producers physically wince. और अकेली नहीं थी. 2024 में 6 different Malayalam movies crossed 100 crore worldwide. इंडस्ट्री वेटरन सिद्धार्थ रॉय कपूर ने बोला कि 2024 was the year of Malayalam cinema. And this didn't just stay inside Kerala. Manjumel Boys' word of mouth was so strong that it was released in Tamil Nadu as well. Think, a place where Malayalam movies did not even make it outside the multiplexes, it was released there. और एक चेन्नई के थिएटर ओनर ने तो ये तक बोला कि this movie saved their theater from closing down. एक केरला मेड फिल्म दूसरे स्टेट्स के डाइंग सिंगल स्क्रीन थिएटर्स को रिवाइव कर रही है. सोचो जरा. And it is just not box office numbers. It is showing up on ground. Same year, Andhra Pradesh lost 54 of its single-screen theaters, and Kerala opened 22 new ones. एक साल जब पूरा एग्जीबिशन सेक्टर डबल डिजिट में सिकुड़ रहा था, केरला was expanding. Now let's be fair here. This isn't some fairy tale. Kerala has also lost single screens. स्टेट में अभी roughly 1015 single screens बचे हैं, down from a much higher number historically. Kozhikode का iconic Apsara Theatre, once Kerala's largest air-conditioned cinema with 1,000 plus seats, has shut down permanently in 2023 after almost 60 years. Kerala is not immune to this economics. लेकिन डायरेक्शन पूरी तरह डिफरेंट है. बाकी पूरे इंडिया में सिनेमा हॉल का बंद होने का मतलब है कि जमीन बिकेगी और नया मॉल बन जाएगा. केरला में अक्सर ऐसा नहीं होता. ऑडियंस डिसअपियर नहीं होते, वो माइग्रेट करते हैं टू अ रेनोवेटेड सिनेमा, मल्टीप्लेक्सेस and a Wednesday afternoon release of a Malayalam movie with house full. The building might die, but the demand, it does not. So the question is not why Kerala has more screens. The question is that when literally nobody in the country is leaving their house to go watch a movie in the theater, why does this one population keep doing exactly that? And the answer, it starts 50 years before Netflix existed. The year is 1970. केरला के एक विलेज में रात के अंधेरे में 20 लोग लाइब्रेरी के बाहर क्लोज स्क्रीन के सामने बैठे हैं और वो कोई बॉलीवुड मसाला नहीं देख रहे. दे आर वॉचिंग सोवियत एंड फ्रेंच मॉडर्निस्ट सिनेमा. नो सबटाइटल्स, सिर्फ एक प्रोजेक्टर की घड़ और उसके बाद घंटों की डिस्कशन. दिस वॉजंट अ वन ऑफ. Through the 60s and 70s, Kerala had an entire movement running, the Film Society movement. And here's the interesting part. It was literally piggybacking on Kerala's library movement. Same panchayat libraries that were built for reading and writing, those same buildings, लोग इकट्ठे होके वर्ल्ड सिनेमा देखते थे, डिस्कस करते थे और आर्ग्यू करते थे. Kerala ended up with more registered film societies than any other state in India. And out of this exact movement came one of the strangest experiments in Indian history. John Abraham, an FTII graduate, someone who is completely done with mainstream and capital-heavy filmmaking, started an initiative called the Odessa Collective. The whole idea was cinema जो अपने आप को खुद fund करे और खुद ही exhibit भी करे. For his film, Amma Aryan, John and his team literally walked village to village, house to house, beating drums, doing street plays, asking people for whatever they could spare. He was crowdfunding decades before that word even existed. Once the film was done, they didn't just release it normally. Odessa organized more than 10,000 separate screenings across Kerala. Most of them were free in village squares and college campuses. Now here's a name worth remembering. Shaji N. Karun, he grew up in that exact same film society, library culture. Later he made his own film, Piravi, in 1988. A small low-budget Malayalam drama. In 1989, that film reached Cannes Film Festival and won Camera d'Or Special Mention, one of the most prestigious international honors any film has ever gotten. एक पंचायत लाइब्रेरी के गांव से सीधा कांस के रेड कारपेट तक. And that is not just one filmmaker's story. That is what an entire ecosystem built over decades can produce. That same instinct is still visible today. Every single year, the International Film Festival of Kerala started in 1996 to mark cinema's centenary has around 10,000 to 13,000 registered delegates. Mind you, they're not just industry insiders, they're regular people who are buying passes to sit through 8 days of world cinema. In 2024 alone, 177 films from 68 countries screened across 15 theaters. Compare that to most Indian cities where an art house screening on a weeknight struggles to fill 20 seats. Kerala fills 15 theaters for a full week for films most of India has never even heard. But none of this happens under vacuum. Kerala has the highest literacy rate of around 96% compared to a national average of just 77%. It was the first state to get full literacy back in 1991. It also has the country's highest newspaper readership and one of its densest public library networks. A population that reads more, argues more, treats storytelling as a serious civic habit, naturally treats cinema the exact same way. On top of that, decades of a state government that actually funds its film societies through Kerala State Film Development Corporation, awards, and publicly backed movie theatres. Their cinema is often adapted from serious Malayalam literature, and as a result, it has built very different kind of trust with audiences away from the star-driven formula most of the Indian cinema runs on. So when a film like Manjumel Boys shows up, grounded, true story based, not riding on one superstar's charisma, it does not need a nationwide release. It just needs an audience that already shows up. And Kerala has been building that audience deliberately for 60 years. Putting both halves of this story side by side honestly gets a little uncomfortable. Nationally, 2/3 of single screens gone in 25 years, and a quarter of the entire post pandemic audience vanished, with market leaders' occupancy starting at 25%, while Kerala creates a billion rupee box office record, an industry outperforming its own history and screens actually getting added while the rest of the country tears them down. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Cinema is not dying because we have stopped liking movies. It is dying wherever going to the movie was not a habit but just a transaction. Ticket खरीदो, movie देखो, घर आ जाओ. The moment a cheaper and a more convenient transaction can happen on your phone, कोई reason ही नहीं है घर से बाहर निकलने का. But Kerala, it never let that happen. It spent 50 years building a habit through crowd-funded cinemas, literacy movement, and a government that subsidizes culture instead of taxing it. Streaming can replace a transaction, लेकिन एक हैबिट जो कि generations में build हुई हो, उसको replace करना इतना easy नहीं है. तो जब बाकी पूरा इंडिया ये फिगर आउट करने में बिजी है कि अपने सिनेमा को कैसे बचाएं, Kerala does not have to think so because it never let their cinema became something which needed saving. Do subscribe to my channel if you have a thinking cap on your head almost 24/7 times a day.